Okay, so the game here is Path to Power. I'm just going to talk about every feature to the game. So as you can see, you have this character creator. You don't have to spend too much time on this because you can always edit your character later, which is a nice feature. So if you want, you can just hop in here and go straight to confirm creation. There's not much you can really design anyways because it's Roblox. So after you're done with the character creation, they're going to show you all of the controls to the game. These controls are really simple, easy to memorize. The problem with this game is that you have 2 button inputs to do abilities. And what does that mean? That means that you hold one trigger or 2 triggers, right? And when you hold one trigger, now you press another button. So you hold down the trigger and you press X, you hold down the trigger and you press Y. Like it's a 2 button combat system, so it's not very high skill gap. It's not very competitive friendly. It's more of a learn the systems, then you can win type thing. But there's a very simple way to get through this game. You can either do all the green missions first and then do the red missions, or do all the red missions and do the green missions. You'll understand as you play the game that the red missions give you more experience. And there's also a little bit of a learning curve. I didn't know how to fly, so I got stuck in the water for a few seconds, and then I didn't know how to fly still, so I couldn't really get through the map quickly. When it comes to PvP, not knowing how to fly is a big difference. You're gonna realize that this game has so much depth in terms of fighting other players that it basically is what Dragon Ball Z games should be in terms of combat. Except when you're doing your attacks. When you're doing your attacks, people who make Dragon Ball Z games really need to just put a Tekken style combat system. You could highly simplify it because you'll already have 2 button inputs for your abilities. So you could have X be attack, Y be you can have X be punch, Y be kick, right? Then A can be dashing around or blocking, and then B can be countering. That would be a very simple Dragon Ball Z system to create. It's disappointing that we don't have it already. But I'm showing how quickly you do missions. You can really just walk up and do one combo string and then get a second combo string. And like it's super simple. It's just Roblox, but the reason I'm making this video is because I feel like if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan for real, you should try and experience this game. Just to show you that when you're playing things like Dragon Ball Z Sparking, Tenkaichi, what's the name of that other game? Z Fighters, that you're really getting dog shit for real. Like Xenoverse, you're really getting dog shit for real when you're playing those types of games. Because this game right here replicates the combat from all of those games almost perfectly. And it adds new features, actual new features not fake not fake sparking features where you guys are just getting giants and getting a simplified version of the combat where it's even more simplified than Budokai, which is crazy because the whole point of the Budokai combat is to simplify. But anyways, not rambling anymore. The abilities in this game, you unlock them pretty simply. You just go around and you fight the characters in the missions. You do the mission, you fight the characters, and then you get an ability after you complete the mission. Right? The unique aspects of this game are things you have to find. So I'll explain that really simply. You come out to this old man, and then you put your nutsack on his head, you fly straight up. That's where you go to get your rebirths. That's where you go to get your Kaioken. And your Kaioken, as you get levels, your Kaioken can also allow you to get Kaioken times 2, times 3, that aspect of the series. And there's stuff like you need to be level 50, level 100, 300, 400, and that's how you get those for real. But this game allows for so much, and I'm just gonna start talking about other things related to Dragon Ball Z really quick. Alright, like, they've added so much just atmospheric feeling through this game where it's just like, wow, since that games don't get made like this anymore. This game, it really made me feel similar to when I used to play games a long time ago as a kid. When you get into a game and there's enough to learn and enough to question that you just enjoy moving around the world. And that's the experience you really need to try and get from this game. But on to talking about how you put your abilities in. Your abilities are simple. Try and get 1 or 2 key abilities. Go for a combo ability that locks someone into getting slapped up. And then go with 2 escape abilities. And then you can vary that however you want. Right? There's no reason for you to go into a fight and just completely get clapped. Unless a player is like 10 times your level. But they've balanced the game to where you don't need to get beat up entirely. You can defend against most people. As you can see here, I'm getting fought by somebody. That's what happened while I was trying to do some missions. And the open world PvP isn't that bad. People can just instant transmission and kill you. But but when you're fighting people, there's still an ability to get away from them to a degree, unless they fight you like a coward. Most of the players in this game do fight very cowardly. They'll just show up, knock you around, and if they start fighting you, they're just gonna power up. Right? And as I fought this guy, who just randomly started fighting me, I was like level 10, you know. So he was gonna win. There was no way of him not winning. But he's playing a blue character. That's what you would expect from someone like this, because, you know, a lot of this is roleplay type stuff. So people will play an evil character to do some evil shit. It's like, you shouldn't complain too much. Just turn off your PvP, and you won't have to deal with stuff like that. Like, they actually considered whether or not you want to PvP when making this fucking game. And that alone actually makes this game better than games like Throne and Liberty, which is crazy. Because Throne and Liberty is a game that wants you to spend so much money, but they didn't think about actually developing the game. As you can see, the gameplay loop is just a bunch of what I explained. You know, you just go fight the enemies, then you go and you just find the things to unlock. Really, this isn't a super complex game. This is very chill. This is very, you know, I got some time to blow, and I want to see my Dragon Ball Z transformations. There's not too much to the game. It's mainly a PvP game. Like and subscribe for more. I'm gonna make a few more videos just showing off fighting and situations like Bardock versus Vegeta. See you guys later. I'm gonna be back with other game content. I just made this because this game was kind of fun. It was entertaining, and I wanted to show off that this is a better Dragon Ball Z game than most Dragon Ball Z games.